Whether the power is out from a simple thunderstorm or a massive grid-down cyber attack, having a way to power your devices in an emergency is definitely a high priority for any prepper getting started out. Today, we're taking a look at the OUPES 1200 watt portable power station with a ton of features. So let's dig into it and see what it's all about. So if you guys have been following the channel for any amount of time, you know that I am a real big fan of OUPES power stations. These things are awesome. I still am using the 600, the 1000 watt, and now the 1200 watt one. And I wanted to bring you a little deal today because I got a deal on this with a coupon code. Now this 1200 watt portable power station provides 992 watt hours of power. You've got 1200 watts continuous power with a 3600 watt peak output. So if your device turns on and pulls like 2600 watts of power and then settles back down to like 1000, this will be able to take care of it, no problem at all. Another nice thing about this is you've got the ultra stable LiFePO4 batteries. The lithium iron phosphate batteries are definitely revolutionizing these little power stations and turning them into something more than just a novelty. You got 6 times longer lifespan on it, longer usage on it as well. They don't die as fast, at least I've found that. And they're really handy as far as weight. They're a little bit lighter than your average lithium-ion batteries. That said, this unit's pretty heavy for a power station, but you got a lot of power inside this thing. So let's take a look at it a little closer. Let's talk about the features and ports. We're going to take it outside and test it with 2 solar panels because the input on this can take up to 200 watts. I'm going to turn on the screen for you there. I really like the fact that the screen gives you so much information. Now right now, it doesn't look all that exciting, right? But once you start turning stuff on, you will get more information as far as output, input, how many hours is left on the device. And that's a combination of all the things plugged in here. So you can have up to 10 things plugged into this device. Really efficient for somebody that has a lot to charge up. That's really cool. Now, as we mentioned before, you have the LiFePO4 batteries. That's 2,500 plus cycles, 6 times the life of ordinary lithium batteries. They are thermally and chemically stable, so that improves battery safety as well as long-lasting power output. And like I said, these things really seem to last a lot longer than you would expect. Definitely, as far as I'm concerned, the LiFePO4 batteries seem to have a longer burn time, if you could say. They don't tend to run out as quickly as the lithium-ion batteries in these devices. So let's take a look at the ports up close, and I'll tell you what everything does. All right, so we're nice and zoomed in here. The first off here, you've got your pure sine wave plugs. Okay, and to turn them on, I'm going to turn them off here, but you can see you can turn them on real quickly. Just you see your little AC button there. So you've got your 3 AC plugs there. They're anywhere from 100 to 120 volts, 1200 watt total, again with a 3600 watt peak. So any device, especially, I found especially power tools tend to spike up really hard and then mellow back down to where they're supposed to be. But I found that items like that tend to spike. It's also a pure sine wave inverter, so all your sensitive electronics, things like laptops, things with small engines that tend to run hotter with a modified sine wave inverter, they're going to run really efficiently and better with your pure sine wave inverter. And you know, I'm actually amazed because I remember a time where a 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter, just the inverter itself that you've got to connect to batteries, charge controller, solar panel, was like $700. So you're getting everything in here, including the batteries, at that price. That is really cool. All right, next up, of course, you're going to have your power button here. I'm going to turn that off. That's your power button here, okay? And you see it blinking and flashing. And the screen will time out, so don't worry about that. That's to save energy, so that's no problem. On the end here, you'll have your input, and that can be either your plug, your AC plug, or your solar panels. It will, again, take up to 200 watts of solar panels. I do have 200 watt OUPES panels, so we're going to try it out outside and see. I want to just see what we're getting in. Obviously, it's pretty full. I want to see how much we can suck down in there power-wise, but we are going to test it first so I can take a little of the battery off the top there. And lastly, over here, you have your QC30's USB ports. Okay, they will work with your USB ones as well. You have your PD outlets. This is a 60 watt one, that's a 16 watt one. And your 12 volt 10 amp outlets here with your 5.5 millimeter plug. And of course, the car cigarette lighter adapter plug, and that is up to 10 amps as well. And it is a regulated power supply. Now, one of the nice things about this is it supports pass-through charging. That is very, very important if you guys have been paying attention. You know, a lot of the units that I've reviewed don't support that. In other words, when this is dead and you got to put it outside and charge it up, you got to unplug your AC power, and it's not going to power these up while it's running. So that's really cool. That gives you a little more stretch, a little more work on your batteries. If you can put this outside, and with the panels, you're not necessarily going to put this outside, but you can put your panels outside, and know that, you know, once this gets to like 75, 80, you can still keep the panels out there charging it up. You don't have to worry about it, and it will still run your pure sine wave AC ports. That is cool. So it does support pass-through charging. Really, really nice to have in a device like this, because not many of them do. The ones that do are extremely expensive. So this is super easy to carry as far as I'm concerned. It does have a bit of a weight to it. It's like about 25 pounds, but it is easy to carry. And I do like this kind of feature of these, because you can kind of grab in there, and if it's really heavy for you, you can get two hands in there and pick it up. On the back here, you will notice, as I'm flipping it around, you have a light. Okay, let me spin that around and show that to you. This light will be able to give you a little bit of help while you're looking around for things. I'm just going to push around. It does have the flashers and the light on there. I'm going to back up the camera a little bit so you can kind of see it. And that is handy to have, and it's a pretty darn bright light. They don't give specific lumens on it, but as you can tell, I don't want to blind you on the camera. Just push to change modes, and it's that simple. So having that light on there is a definite handy added feature, especially when, let's face it, you're going to be using this in a power outage. The first thing you're going to do is go, oh shoot, where are my adapters? Where are my plugs? Where's my charger for my cell phone? So definitely handy little thing I have on there. All right, let me spin it back around. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the MPPT technology this uses and its battery maintenance system or battery management system. And then we're going to start testing it out with some stuff in here. All right, so we got to look at the front here, show you what's out. This is what comes in the box. Again, this will be packed very, very well. One of the things I like about this unit is, speaking of packing and keeping it safe in transit, you have these rubberized edges here all the way around. So it can take a little bit of banging around without getting broken right away. You're going to get your wall adapter, and the wall adapter will come in two pieces. You'll have your plug, which goes in here, okay, and that you will plug into here. I haven't unhooked it because, quite frankly, I've been extremely busy the last few weeks, and thankfully that's come to a close. You can plug this in here, and I just plugged it in there, and as you can tell, that's really easy to use. So that will charge it up fairly quickly. We'll go over charge times in a minute. You have your cigarette lighter adapter plug. Again, plug it into your car, plug it into here. One of the cautions that they do give about this unit is to use their stuff, use their chargers, use their plugs. And as you can tell, these are a little bit bigger than most plugs and the standards ones that we've seen before. They say to use them, otherwise it might result in some damage. Again, sometimes you wonder if that's true or if it's just kind of hype to get you to buy their stuff. But for the meantime, I'm sticking with what they gave me. It works, and I've been very happy with it. And to be honest with you, having 3 of these units now, I've not had the slightest problem with any of them. I mean, seriously, I have one that gets beat to heck. I mean, charged, discharged, half charged, charging up a ton of stuff, no problems at all. And that's the 600 watter. The 1000 watt one I haven't used as much, but I've still used it to power up a lot of stuff. And I'm actually going to be taking that unit and putting it underneath my ham radio desk. I used to have I do have a deep cycle battery in there on a maintenance charger. And honestly, I think it's time to kind of step up and move to something a little better. So I'm going to take that 1000 watt unit, put that underneath my desk, and I'm going to take this and put it in its place in my other storeroom, which is kind of my YouTube room / storeroom where I keep all the gear that I use in the channel, as well as extra overflow. And we'll use this one in there. So I got to say, I've been really pleased with the brand itself. Now, let's talk quickly about charge times, okay? This has advanced MPPT tracking technology. It ensures that you're going to have a higher PV recharge rate. In other words, those panels are going to be optimized, the energy from them is going to be optimized as much as possible. Again, max input of 200 watts for solar panels. This can be recharged in 8 hours from 2 of them. So if you put the 200 watts out, if this is totally dead, it'll take about 8 hours. Depending on where you live and your sun, we just moved into, daylight saving time. So depending on where you live and the sun that you get, that's pretty darn good. A lot of them say, oh yeah, it'll charge with a 100-watt solar panel, but it'll take 15 hours. You don't have 15 hours of sun every day. All right, so it can also get fully charged from a wall outlet with the wall unit in 7.5 hours, and the 12-volt car port, which isn't as higher amperage, it's only 10 amps, and that will take up to 12 hours. Now, a word about charging from your car. Please, if you charge from your car, remember to keep your car running. You don't want to take this, say, go on a camping trip, plug it in and go, I'll just charge it in the car, I don't need it right now, and forget your car's not running. It will kill your battery. So that's just true of any power station. Make sure, if you, let's say you're going on the trip and you forgot to charge it, sure, that's fine. Or if you're moving campsites and you want to take your vehicle and move, that's fine to charge it too. But these things will kill a car battery pretty quick because they take a lot of power in to charge. So let's go and test some items out with it and see how well it handles different loads. And then we will move on to finishing up and showing you what the panels can do. All right, welcome back. So we're going to try with the Ninja here, Foodie. We're going to try to do a little bit of air frying, and that I know that out of all the devices, out of all the modes on this, it draws the most current. I do have my AC on down here, and I have it plugged in. Okay, I am going to start this now. Forgive me because I'm not the best at doing this here. Got to get it going to air crisp. Okay, 390 degrees, and we're going to start out at 20 minutes. Now I want you to watch over here because you're going to see that power climb. And the fan in here is now running. There's a little display down here showing the fan running. We're at 1227 output watts. Okay, no sign of stopping on here. So it's already doing over what it's rated for. Now it does have that 3600 watt headroom, but it's already doing more than it's rated for. And as you can see, we have an hour on it, so it wouldn't last very long pulling all that. But if I set this for 20 minutes, and generally when I air fry stuff, it's more like for 10 minutes, you see it would do very, very well. So, definitely passed that test. As you can see right there, 1222. And it is kicking butt, doing really, really good. So, I'm impressed with it. Definitely a neat little proof of concept right there. So, let's try something else. Alright, so next up I have a portable sander. I finally got this thing working again because I got a table I got to refinish outside. And I want to show you, now this won't draw anywhere near as much as that air fryer did, but let's try it out anyway. And it's going to be noisy, so I'm not going to try and talk over it. I'm just going to let you watch the watts right here go. Alright, we settled in about 93 watts when it was all said and done. You notice how it jumped up to 140 and came back down to 93. It'll easily handle that. It was telling me it would run for 24 hours with that device. I don't think I have enough money to buy enough sandpaper to sand for 24 hours, but it definitely will do its job, so that's cool too. We're going to try one last thing. And then, yeah, I could probably plug in a few things here to show you how it works and all. But really what I wanted to do is show you that this thing is a beast. It will really handle pretty much anything. And as far as keeping stuff topped off and charged and being able to charge it with 2 solar panels, that's definitely a neat feature too. And I feel that, you know, I could plug all the little plugs in there and show you that the cigarette lighter plug works. But when I'm testing these bigger units, I think it's more fun to see how much we can draw off the AC current. So let me try that one last thing we're going to try, and then I'll plug in a few things and let you see that too. So I bet you thought I was going to test it on that freezer. Nope, that wall unit, that air conditioner. We're going to try it and see if it works. I'm pretty sure it's going to work well. I have it turned all the way up on max cool, on high speed. The condenser on this one does kick in fairly quick. So I want to make sure I got the AC power on. Yep. And here we go. And it's off, and the numbers are climbing. 280, let's see, 290, 300. The fan on that has started up. We're looking at about 11 hours of use. The condenser just kicked on. Yep, that's ice cold air coming out of there. Now I know this isn't installed correctly. I know I should have that part outside. And this is just really a test. Now we're down to 6 hours. That's probably what it'll run with the condenser just kicking itself on. 4 hours. Interesting. But it seems to have topped out about 306 watts. and definitely pumping out ice cold air. So that's pretty darn impressive. Let me turn it on again. It does time out like that. That's pretty darn impressive. I am really impressed with this unit. I've had other units that say they're 1,000-watt units that can't even turn over this thing to start it with. So that's pretty darn cool. All right, let's try it out. Charging it up with some solar panels. I want to see what those two. I have two OUPES 100-watt solar panels. I want to take it outside, see what we can get as far as a charge in. When I used them on the other unit, they seem to work very well. So let's do it. All right, so here's the setup. I have the two solar panels there and there. Okay. I have the unit here because it kind of darkens it a little bit, and when we move in closer, you'll actually be able to see. I'm getting about 143 watts input, and again, these are not measured to be in the sun perfectly. I haven't adjusted them. I just kind of put them in the direction the sun is coming. Let's move in a little closer and take a look at those panels and see how we're doing. All right, there you go. Of course, it turns off, times out. Get there. But you get about 144, and you notice the AC is on here, okay? I can turn it off if I want, but you notice it's on. Now it'll charge faster with it off. You'll also notice the fan icon is spinning, so this is charging inside there, and that is working and doing very, very well. So that's pretty cool. Got to say, really happy with it. Again, the panels could probably be doing a little better if I put them in the sun directly. It's a little bit later than I normally film videos, so the sun isn't in the same place, but it's working. It's doing its job, and I am very pleased with it. All right, let's put it up on the table and wrap it up and give you the final information. I'll also give you that discount code on it so you can save some money. All right, so all in all, you've seen this thing is pretty darn amazing. I have already tested this stuff here, so I know it works. I'm very pleased with it. And with the two panels, you're really pulling in a ton of power. And again, 140 watts, those weren't directly in the sun. They weren't at the right angle. I literally just put them outside my garage to test them out. So I'm very pleased with it. Now, the information on it, okay? These run $799, which is way cheaper than most 1,200-watt power stations. When you check out at the site I'm going to put below, and the site is not Amazon, follow the link below. When you check out, you will save 15% on these units by using the code Iridium. And I will put that down below. In case you didn't hear what I said, it's just Iridium, not Iridium 24, not Iridium 242, just Iridium. I will give you the link down below where you can check out and save that money, save 15%. If you're interested in the panels, they're also there, but right now I'm really talking about the station. The power station here is what is on sale, 15% off just by using my code. So definitely check it out. Don't forget to check out all our other links down below. One thing I did want to say is it's not a huge unit, okay? This unit is about, the length is 12.9. Depth is about 8.6 and the height is 11.3 inches. Like I said, about 24.5 pounds. Not too bad. Definitely worth checking out. Instead of spending a ton of money, I can vouch for OUPES units. I have used these all around my house. Love them. They are my new favorite power station, honestly. So check them out. Don't forget to check out all our links down below. We have our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link will save you 15% just by clicking it. So go there and get stocked up on food. We have our Thrive Life link down there as well. That is my link for my store, as well as purchases, anything you want to buy. If you want to just buy a one-time purchase, if you want to buy a ton of stuff, it's up to you. If you want to join and be a consultant, you can do that too, or just a delivery customer and get stuff whenever you want every month. Underneath that, we have our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. That is a 4-week kit that we are selling there, and we have $50 off. So definitely check that out, and our Amazon affiliate store as well. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.